Shadow work is letting go of who you should be so that you can be who you actually are. 15 years ago, I lost my boyfriend, my job, and any hope in the corporate world. I used to be a corporate executive, an independent woman. And then out of nothing, I lost it all. This video, I am making it for you if you're in a similar situation. The past years have taken so much away from us. And all of us do not know which side is up. Problems with politics, with finances, with so many things that lead us to ask, what do I want? What do I say? What is my own unique perspective? And that is a very personal challenge that you cannot answer by reading a book. You cannot answer by watching another YouTube video, by asking somebody else. It's something that you need to answer yourself. Each one of us needs to get serious about what is our own opinion. You know it everywhere. Fake news is even a specific term now with a massive spiritual awakening. And the best tool to do this work is shadow work. Work, well, is to work things, but the interesting work there is shadow. What is that? And why should we care? Tolstoy tells us that all the beauty of life is made of light and shadow. You can see it. The paintings of little children are two-dimensional. They don't have any shadow. But the paintings of Vermeer, the paintings of Rembrandt, they are nothing else but that interplay of light and shadow, making us feel in a three-dimensional world, like if everything was really real. When we behave in a world of pure certainties that all of this is bad and all of this is good, we are living a life that is indeed two-dimensional, like the drawing of a little child. If we are going to level up the way we live our life, we really need to dare to look into the shadow, dare to embrace it and make it part of who we are. Of course, we don't want to do that because what is the shadow psychologically? Everything that we've been trying to deny. So this is the great benefit of integrating your shadow, to become a full three-dimensional person. And what is wonderful about this is that not only your life will become more grown-up, leveled up life, but you are going to help all of us to become more compassionate. All of us as society to become more conscious, to become more peaceful, and to truly understand that that person that we criticize, that person that we fear, that person who is the physical representation of what we have hated, repressed, labeled unacceptable, also deserves love. Are you ready? If you're liking this discourse on peace, please like this video. It really tells me that indeed we are awakening to a new consciousness. Please help me to bring this message to the universe. Just like the video. So how do we do that? How do we work our shadow? Well, you see, shadow work is not a one-day event. It's not that you do shadow work once in your life and then you're done. For me, shadow work is just like cleaning your house. Maybe you have already put the couch where it should be. Maybe you already have painted the wall, but you still need to wash the dishes every time. You still need to fold your clothes every time you wash them. You still need to do some level of maintenance. But of course, if your life has just fallen apart, ah, the work that you need to do, well, is bigger. The most convenient place to start is to start with the one thing that is annoying you the most. What is that one thing that is annoying you so much that is being repeated by several instances of events that you really didn't like, events that have shaken you? I give you an example. Martha, engineer, executive, independent woman, raised to be the man in her house because her mother was depressed. She was tough, she was powerful, she took care of her mother until she passed. She grew to be the man. Her mother passed, her company went bankrupt, and her husband has found a younger, sweeter, uneducated little girl that she's leaving her for. Her world has collapsed. What is the big thing that is for Martha that she will need to do her inner work about? Her mother died? Grieving? The job, the company collapse? Something about work? What is that? This husband is leaving her? For me, it's a very clear picture of vulnerability. The one thing that she hasn't allowed herself to embrace. Of course, there are many other things that could be important for you. But if you have a picture like that, that are repeated instances in different areas of your life, in intimacy, in career, in family relationships, that is the same pattern, asking for your own needs, self expression. One of the things that I absolutely have is that I hated the people who will speak up because I wanted to speak up. Martha hated this girl that the husband found because she's a sweet, really little vulnerable woman who is protected by a man. It is life is telling you those things that trigger you is that there is something in your shadow that you are not owning. And that is the one thing that's important for you. So ask yourself, maybe you pause the video, maybe you come back to the video to answer this one question. What is that one thing that just keeps repeating in my life that is stopping me constantly, appearing in ways that are very different, but it just goes back to the very same thing. But I don't want to see it because it's bad. I have labeled this as a bad thing because I am not a dependent woman, because I am not a person who is constantly trying to be on the stage, a show of, oh, I'm not a greedy person, or I'm not, that thing that you have always said that you are not. Take your time, pay attention. If you want, even take a week to think about it. What is that one thing that I've been saying? No, I'm definitely not that way. This is the thing that you should be working on in your shadow work, because that thing lives within you. That thing is the one aspect of yourself that is trying to be heard, trying to be acknowledged, trying to be integrated into your life. And that's step number one, very important. If you don't have step, you cannot stop cleaning. Before I tell you what the next step is, let me know in the comments, what is the element of your psyche that makes you so anxious and angry that you commit yourself to do the shadow work about? You will inspire others. Step in. The next step is a little bit of imagination, and I personally love that. It's about giving it a persona, giving it a shape. In the case of Martha, who she hates is the representation of a 50s woman with her apron, with her oven mittens, with her hair all beautiful and the makeup all beautiful, waiting for her husband. Oh, Martha will hate that. So once you have that representation of your shadow, you are going to invite her or him or it. You can also have representations as an object, a tree, or as an animal, or as a rock. It's really an act of imagination. You are going to invite your shadow for coffee or tea, and you're going to have a conversation. In these conversations, it is very important that you open your mind and your heart to what you can be learning from that side of yourself. What is what you could be receiving, learning, in which way that part of yourself could expand you? What could be good? In which way it could be integrated? Think about Martha. How could she be independent and powerful, and dependent and soft? Could it be possible to be both at the same time? Because that is finally what we want. How can I be respectful of others and express what I want? How can I be sweet and aggressive? And this combination of unlikely light and shadow is what will make your original way of leading your life. And this is the final step in the process, to be it. And to be it is to be it in a playful way. If you have repressed your shadow for so long, you have no idea how to be in that new way. So there is no other way but to do it in an unelegant way. But as our dear Maria Montessori told us, the best way of learning is to play. So incorporate what you have learned from your shadow in a playful way. You are going to see your life change. I can tell you, I was Martha. I was Martha 100%. Me, dependent on a man, never. When my children were born, especially when the first one was born, I made an Excel file. Control. I want to control everything. And I gave it to my husband, tell him, I know that I will not have the brain to be there. Here is all the information, and just give myself completely to you. Guess what happened? The most wonderful birth in the world, because I open up to be vulnerable. I open up to play, embodying that other side of yourself as you are able to do it. You don't need to do it in a big way, like I'm telling you, birthing a child. You can do it in the small ways, like participating into a meeting, like not texting obsessively your potential date, like saying no. Embody your shadow, and you are going to see your life start blooming in mysterious ways. Of course, as you do it, as you start implementing unelegant ways of being more than what you were, you will be triggered. And oh my God, triggering can be so expansive spiritually, but of course it feels painful in the first place. For you, I created a special video so that you know how to deal with triggers in a way that is not just fine for the moment, but that is expansive for the future. Come and see me in the next video.